They gonna talk about you if your food nasty and the music is whack. Stop playing with me. People do not read your website. People don't read. What is up, you guys? It's your girl Z here. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below and join the team. If you are not new here, welcome back. So as y'all can tell from today's title, we are officially 6 months out from my destination wedding. So if you want to hear all of the updates, keep on watching. All right, you guys, so we are in the 6 month mark of wedding planning, which means I literally have 6 months left until my wedding day. So if you are new here, you don't know, my name is Z. I'm getting married in July. I'm having a destination wedding in Mexico, and I've been taking you guys along on my journey to planning this destination wedding. So the last video that I did like this was when we were 9 months out. So I'll go ahead and link that video up in the cards for you guys to check out, refer to if you haven't seen it. So I figured I would do these every 3 months. So 9 months, 6 months, and then I'll do one when we are 3 months out. So 6 month update. Let's go. Where do we start? The most recent, if you keep up with my channel, I recently posted us going to Mexico to do our site visit, and that was like, oh my gosh, y'all, I'm so ready to go back and get married now. It was everything that I could have imagined. So we went to the resort where we're gonna get married. They offer like a discounted rate for you to come and stay to do your site visit and do your like planning visit with the coordinators there. So we actually had booked that back in, I believe, October. I think the last video I told you guys we had just booked that. And so we ended up making it just like a birthday trip for me. We went the weekend after my birthday, and we were there for 4 days and 3 nights. Y'all, it is so gorgeous, so beautiful. I'm gonna link that vlog here as well for you guys to check out. It just really made my heart like so happy to know that like all of the research, and I think people don't really talk about a lot with destination weddings, a lot of research goes into it, because you are essentially trying to, if you had not already visited that resort before or that venue, you're really going off of reviews online. Like I told y'all, the Facebook groups are like literally my best friend. Love those Facebook groups. So you're really trying to make this decision. It's really like a blind decision, to be quite honest. Some people do like wedding site visits before they book with the venue. That wasn't our case. So we booked our venue, and then we were just like, okay, this is where we're gonna go. I hope this is what it seems to be. And when we got there, y'all, I walked in, there's like a big open just like entryway as soon as you like come into the resort, and I literally had to just stand there and was like, this is everything that I imagined it to be. So that was just like so good. We had such a good time. We are like, we can't wait to go back and be with all of our friends and family next time. So that was just like the highlight. I guess that's where we can start out with the highlight of being 6 months out from our wedding. We have done our site visit, and it was literally the best. So in that site visit, what we did was we had a day where we were with the like head wedding coordinator. So what we did is they have like a little wedding showroom on the resort and everything, because the resort that we're getting married at is one of the most popular out of the chain of like resorts that they have. That one is the one that is like the most popular, gets the most booked up, all of that. So we got there on a Thursday, and then our meeting was that Friday. So we started off with doing a like decor meeting. So I basically just shared with them like my Pinterest board and just basically like my vision of what I wanted for my wedding. So we went like event by event. So we are doing a welcome party night before our wedding, because our wedding is on a Sunday. And most of our guests are coming in on a Friday, so we are doing a welcome party. That way, like, all of our guests can just, like, we really want to, like I told you guys before, we are going to make like a weekend out of it. So we are doing a welcome party, so we solidified that. Our DJ is going to DJ at the welcome party too, so we wanted to really be like a party. We went over, you know, what we wanted for our welcome party, and then we went into decor for the actual wedding day. So for our ceremony, our cocktail, as well as our reception, went through all of that with them. Like, if you are a destination wedding bride or you're planning on having a destination wedding, have a Pinterest board. That is absolutely the easiest way to get your vision and what you want across to, like, your venue and your resort. Because I will say, as most people know, if you have a destination wedding, you don't really communicate a whole lot with the wedding coordinators until about 3 months out from your wedding. So I don't even know who my real coordinator is going to be, because I'm not going to find that out until maybe like April. But what I was able to do was show this to the main, like, coordinator there and let her know, like, what I wanted. That way they could start working on my floral quotes, my centerpiece quotes, all of the things that I'm going to need. They can start working on that. So I would definitely say, if you plan on doing a destination wedding, for sure have like a Pinterest board where you can have like pictures of inspiration or pictures of exactly what you want, and they can work from that, because that makes it just so easy. Because I kid you not, I'm not a flower girl. Like, I really don't know all the different flowers and types and all of this, orchids and this and that. Like, I know roses, and that's about it, and sunflowers. I don't know all of the different types of flowers and stuff. So when they asked me, they were like, well, what kind of flowers do you want? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a big floral girl. And then I would just show them the pictures of, like, this is what I like, so here. So that was definitely very, very helpful. Having the Pinterest board to really just, like, display exactly what I wanted. So once we did our decor meeting, that lasted for about 2 hours, and then we went on to do a menu tasting. And oh my gosh, y'all, I've never ate so much food in my life, because we literally had to taste just about everything that we are having. So everything from the cocktail appetizers to our main course to just the sides, and then we also did our dessert tasting as well as our cake tasting. So we went ahead and got all of that out of the way, just to make sure that what we want is, like, actually good, and we like it, and we think it'll be like a good pick for our guests. So with that, we had to select our menu selections before we went. That way they knew exactly what we wanted and exactly, like, what to give us for our menu tasting. So that was such a good experience, because it was like, oh, okay, like, you know, the two main things that make a wedding, the music and the food. Well, as far as, like, the reception part, like, you don't want nobody talking about your food was nasty at your wedding, and you don't want nobody talking about the DJ was whack at a wedding. Those are, like, two of the top most important things. I feel like everything else, like, people are just there, they're not really paying attention to, oh, well, she only had this amount of flowers and she didn't have this and that. They gonna talk about you if your food nasty and the music is whack. Those are, like, the main things, okay? So those were for sure. I wanted to make sure what we were planning on feeding our guests was really good. And people kind of have, like, a stigma, or I guess you could say resort food kind of has a stigma of, like, oh, not being the best or whatever. But to be quite honest, like, everything that we had was, like, really, really good. I will say they do have a different chef for, like, the wedding menus. It's different from the different restaurants that are on the resort. So that was nice to know when we did the tasting. So I'm like, okay, food, checks the mark, okay? So after we had, like, this meeting lasted about 4 hours in total. So we did 2 hours in decor and about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, doing the food tasting. So for me, after that, I wanted to make sure that I could do a bridal trial, because I told you guys in my last video that I was actually going with a hair and makeup artist out in Mexico. So I was like, okay, well, I need to try this person while I'm out, because if I gotta go back home and find somebody else, that this gives me enough time to do so. So I did my trial, and y'all, it turned out so good. I was nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I was very nervous because there is a language barrier with the artist there, but again, having pictures and visuals of the look of exactly what you want, it was just like, I told her, I was like, this is exactly the look that I'm going for. I will say, like, when she started doing it, we did make a few tweaks and a few color changes for like eyeshadow and things like that, but for the most part, like, she got it down pat. Like, it was perfect as far as the makeup. Now, I know I told you guys that I was gonna probably do a wig for my wedding. Well, I scratched that. No wig. We're not doing the wig. We are doing a sew-in. I feel like saying that TikTok sound was like, I am not with Metro anymore. I am now with AT&T. I decided to not go with the wig, and I decided to do a sew-in. So this is actually a sew-in, y'all. Okay? Y'all know. I wanted a sew-in because I want my hair to look as natural and as close to my natural hair as possible. So what I did was I got a sew-in here in Charlotte before we left, and then what I did is I just had the stylist there in Mexico style it, like curl it and do the style that I want for my wedding, and it turned out so perfect. It turned out so good. I am so pleased with like how it came out. Like, it was literally perfection, okay? Like, perfection. Turned out so good. So I decided, cool, bet, go forward. I'm definitely going to do another sew-in for the wedding. I just feel like it's the most like natural looking thing. Like, I kid you not, everybody has thought that this is just my hair, because y'all know my hair is super long anyway, so people has just thought like this is my hair. So I'm like, there's the answer. I just didn't want to take the risk of my lace lifting and my lace just not being perfect the day of the wedding, because we are flying out to Mexico 5 days before our wedding, and I'm just like, yo, I can't even think about if my lace is lifting on day 3 and how to even try to fix it by the time the wedding comes. Because I really don't know much about like lace wigs and all of that. Like, that's not my forte. So I'm just trying to take every precaution to make sure that my hair looks exactly how I want it to on my wedding day. So I just felt like doing a sew-in is what's gonna be best. So for this sew-in, I did 22, 24, and 26. I will say this basically looks like the length of my actual hair. So I do think for the wedding I am gonna go a little bit longer. I'll probably do like 30 inches because, you know, we gotta be a little extra dramatic on the wedding day. But for the most part, I'm gonna be doing a still just like a side part natural sew-in. Okay. So that was hair and makeup. Everything turned out so good, and I'm so glad that I'll be getting the same exact makeup artist for my actual wedding day, because I booked through they're like an agency, and so they send out different stylists and things like that. So I asked her, I was like, so I'm gonna have you'll be back on my actual wedding day? And she was like, yes, I'll be the one that's doing your makeup for your wedding day. So that was perfect. That worked out so well. And that's pretty much what like our wedding site visit entailed. So overall, it was basically doing the planning meeting and then me being able to do my trial with the hair and makeup artist. So that was like the highlight of being 6 months out. As far as what we have left and what else we need to do or what else we've booked, our DJ. So I don't think we had her booked when I last made this video. I knew she was gonna do it, but we didn't like have everything set in stone. We now have everything set in stone. We are bringing our DJ out with us to Mexico. Again, that was just another thing for me as far as like what people are gonna remember from your wedding. They're gonna remember being out on the dance floor all night, so I need to make sure that the music is like on point. Like, I need to make sure that the music is lit, and I just knew I wanted to bring my DJ out with us. So in addition to our photographer and videographer, which we are flying out as well, we are flying out our DJ. And so with that, the DJ will be DJing the welcome party as well as our wedding reception and all of that. Just because, again, people gonna remember if they was lit at your wedding. Like, we don't have to worry about the liquor because we got an all-inclusive resort, so it's open bar all night. So you just want to make sure that the music is gonna be on point. And so that was like another thing that we were like, okay, let's go ahead, bring the DJ out with us too. So we have our DJ solidified and we're good to go. So the main things now are really just like all of the small details. Oh yeah, I didn't even tell y'all. So yeah, small details. So since the last time I did this video, my dress has came in. Yay, my dress is here. She came in December, so she came like a month ago. So I'm super excited about that. We are going to start alterations probably in April. Just because I don't want to start too early. Even though my weight doesn't really fluctuate, I've pretty much been the same size all of my adult life. They say you don't want to start your alterations too far in advance just because, you know, things may change and all of that. So I am going to wait a little bit and probably not start getting my alterations done until about April. That's about 3 months out. So in addition to my dress coming back, I finally got my wedding shoes. Y'all, if you watch my vlogs, I'm pretty sure I talked about this in one of the vlogs, how I was just like so over Neiman Marcus. I ordered my wedding shoes on Black Friday because of course they were a designer item that's gonna be on sale, so I'm gonna get them on sale, okay? I ordered them on Black Friday. My shoes did not come until, I want to say, maybe a couple of days after Christmas. It took them over a month to ship my shoes. Ridiculous. But anyway, shoes are secured. So I got the dress, got the shoes, those are secured. So next up really on my list is really just doing the small little things as far as like what decor I'm going to take over with me. And I'm definitely going to do a how I pack my decor video because that's something that I just cannot find anywhere. I see and I read all these reviews about brides who like took over certain decor items with them, but I'm like, okay, how did y'all pack that? Like, you know, you bringing your own welcome sign, how did y'all pack that? Like, how? And everybody's just saying, oh, we just put it in our suitcase. How? So I'm definitely going to do one of those videos of like how I pack my decor for a destination wedding, just because I feel like that's something that I personally have not been able to find, and I know when that time comes, me trying to figure it out, it can be very helpful for any other destination brides. So that's really just like the main thing right now, is figuring out like the decor that I'm gonna take for myself over there. I'm not gonna take a lot of things because again, we're flying. I don't need a bunch of stuff breaking. So it's really just gonna be smaller items that like I want for like our table, or you know, things like that, like picture frames and stuff like that, like very small items, because I'm not going over there with 8 to 10 bags. That's what I'm not doing. Not doing that. So that's really just what's on my to-do list now. In addition to like our small decor, I am going to start working on our like welcome bags and just like stationary things that I can make myself. I did end up getting a Cricut for Christmas, which I'm so happy about. I know I mentioned in my last video asking you guys, like, if you have a Cricut, did you find it useful or helpful, like while planning a wedding or just doing any DIY projects? And I know somebody commented was like, yes, get the Cricut, sis. So I put it on my Christmas list, and I actually got it for Christmas, so I'm super excited about that. So I'm definitely going to be DIYing some Cricut things for the wedding. And more specifically, I am going to be DIYing our welcome bags. So that's something else that I can share with you guys on how I do it, because that is the one main project that I told myself I was going to do myself, is doing our welcome bags. Because doing personalized welcome bags off of Etsy, like I said, it's costly. So that's why I'm like, okay. And my mom got the Cricut while it was on sale for like Christmas and Black Friday. So I'm like, the price of the Cricut is literally way less than what I would be spending to buy all of this personalized stuff off of Etsy. So that is one of the main projects that I am going to be doing myself, is doing our welcome bags. And I actually just brought a bunch of like heat up vinyl stuff. I brought a whole bunch of vinyl paper and stuff today from Michael's. So I'm getting there. I'm step by step. TikTok is teaching me some things about Cricut, so we'll see how that goes. But those are like the main things now that I'm just going to be working on, is just our small decor, welcome bags, and then getting my dress and stuff altered. So that is 6 months out, y'all. 6 months out. I feel like the 3-month mark is when it's really gonna get real, because like I mentioned, a lot of the coordinators or resorts, wherever you're getting married at, they don't reach out to you until you're like 90 days out from your wedding to really like get into the thick of everything, because they do so many weddings. And we noticed that when we were there, it was like 3 weddings going on just those 3 days that we were there. It was one, I think it was one Thursday when we got there. There was definitely one Friday and one Saturday. So yeah, we saw 3 different weddings that weekend that we were there. So they be pumping them weddings out. So that's why a lot of the coordinators don't really reach out to you until you're like 90 days out from your wedding, and then you guys really get into a lot of the planning things. But like I said, fortunately for me, since we did decide to do the pre-wedding site visit, they have all of my decor things that I would need or what I want, and it's more so just about like executing it now once they do reach out. So I feel like this 6-month period is like very much like a chill, like it's very much been a chill period, I guess you could say, because we do have we basically have all of our vendors booked. It's been very chill, very just like laid back. I will say the one thing that has been kind of annoying, and this is just, honestly, this is just what comes with having a destination wedding, is getting your guests to do things in a timely manner and respect your timeline. I will say we put a deadline of December 31st for people to put their deposits down, just because at this point we had given you 6 months. You got your save the dates back in July. We asked, if you know you come in, have your deposit down by the end of the year, because we wanted to have just kind of like a guesstimate amount of people like confirmed by the time we went to go do our site visit. And that is something that they did ask us. They were like, how many people do you have coming? And so we told her the number who were booked and confirmed, but then we also gave her a list of people who are like, oh, I'm coming, I RSVP, but I ain't paid my deposit yet, you know, things like that. And so we kind of had to like guesstimate. So I will say that is one of the things that is just like very annoying, is people not respecting that timeline that we put into place. And I get people like, well, the wedding's not till July, why do you need us to have it paid by January? Because people don't realize, like, with weddings I have to do a seating chart, and I just, you know, we can't be last minute with a lot of things. So we did end up like giving an extension, but I'm telling y'all this now, people do not read your website. People don't read. They do what they want to do, okay? And that has been, I will say, the most annoying thing about wedding planning so far. And we try to be respectful because we know, again, we are asking people to come out, spend their time, spend their money and all that. So we don't want people to be like, oh, well, I can't afford it right now. You know, we don't want to be too nitpicky, but we also want people to be able to, like, we want people to respect the timelines and the deadlines that we're putting into place. So I will say that is one thing that's kind of annoying with wedding planning, especially destination wedding planning. I am so glad, again, y'all know we are not doing a bridal party, so I'm so glad that's a headache that I don't have to worry about. It's just been getting these guests to book in a timely manner that has been quite annoying. But like y'all know, we have a travel agent who's also our wedding planner who is handling all of the bookings, so thankfully that's not too much of a stress on us, because she is handling all of the bookings and getting everybody, you know, confirmed and booked for their rooms and stuff like that. So it's not something that's too stressing on us, but it is stressing when it's like, okay, I need to start knowing a solid number in my head. But that's neither here nor there. That's pretty much the update for 6 months out. My wedding planner tells me all the time, she's like, Zenise, you are so ahead of it. You are so like on top of everything. And that's just how I am as a person. And especially when it comes to my wedding, I'm going to make sure that everything is in line. I wouldn't necessarily classify myself as a type A bride, but I am very much like an A/B bride, if that makes sense, if y'all know what that means. But I just like everything to be structured, in ordered. I don't like waiting till the last minute to do things. Reasons why I'm on these people's heads about these RSVPs. Stop playing with me. I just don't like being last minute with things. So I'm very on top of everything, and luckily I got a lot of stuff done ahead of time. So now it's like I'm blessed to be able to kind of have this like chill period where I'm just like figuring out like my hair pieces, my accessories and things like that, the little decor items, because a lot of the big stuff is set in stone, solidified, ready to go. So that is 6 months out, you guys. Oh my gosh, even saying I'm 6 months away sounds crazy, because it was always like, oh no, I'm getting married next year, or when we first got engaged, no, we're getting married in 2023. Like, it's here. We are in it. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have updates on. I don't really have too many updates. You guys are probably like, well, what about your bridal shower? Are you doing a bachelorette? My mom is actually throwing my bridal shower for me. I don't really have much, I'm not gonna say I don't have much say, but that's her thing. I do know the venue that she's having it at. I did go look at it with her, and all I did was basically give her a theme of what I would like. But other than that, I'm very hands off, and that's her event that she's putting on for me. So I don't really know too much about that, the bridal shower. That will be in June, and that's all I really know. As far as a bachelorette, y'all know I'm not having a bridal party again, but I do know like my best friend is planning something. Again, I don't know what, I don't know when, I don't know where. I'm not in the loop of any of that. So as far as those events, I don't really know too much about. I'm just gonna show up when they tell me to show up. All I really know about is the wedding, which is in my hands and which I'm planning. So yeah, I will definitely, of course, vlog and bring y'all in on those things when they do happen. I just don't know too much about them. So that is my 6 month out update for my wedding. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have enjoyed taking you guys on this journey with me, and if you have any questions about planning a destination wedding, definitely drop the comments down below. I love connecting with other destination wedding brides. y'all, if you don't know, I be on TikTok heavy, specifically wedding TikTok. I do a lot of wedding and just like bride-to-be content over on TikTok, so definitely follow me over there if you want more like bridal information. I'll be back with another like wedding update like this in 3 months when we are 3 months out. But in the meantime, y'all know I'll feature things in my vlog and all of that, so definitely make sure that you subscribe if you are not subscribed already, and I will see you all in my next video.